Hey, Daniel Ramsey here with MyOutDesk. Today, I've got the pleasure of talking to Brian Beers, who is a franchisee. And I'm excited because we're going to talk about talent and his journey to getting the leverage that he needs. Brian, thanks for joining me today.
Cool. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Okay, so let's talk your story, man. How did you find out about MyOutDesk? What was kind of the process? And then what's been your experience?
Yes, I found out MyOutDesk through GoBundance that
Yep.
both me and you were members of. And, we had used outsource companies in the past, but it was more on a one-to-one kind of ratio with what's it called, ODesk or and so, we had some varying experiences in it. And, for you guys, what I really liked was, a lot of the work that you guys did up to the point to find the VA and ensure that we're getting, a high quality kind of vetted candidate. Because the biggest challenge or a roadblock is the trust, right? Because we'll give them access to our servers and, eventually, financial information. And, with you guys, I felt that, you'd have done a lot of the legwork to establish some of that trust from the beginning. And so far it's been nothing but a great experience.
Tell the audience a little bit about your business. Like you own multiple locations, you're a franchisee of a large company. Like talk to us about your background and who you are. And
Sure. Yep. So we operate currently 12 Midas automotive repair franchises in the Philadelphia area.
Yep.
Our family's been in the business for a long time. My brother and I joined a number of years ago and have about double the size of our business in the last 3 to 4 years. And in the next couple of years, we look to double again, both in the Midas business and also, get into real estate and some other ventures. And so, as we continue to, want to grow, we got to try to multiply our efforts. And that's really where, kind of the VA for the first one came into play, was to try to take away tasks that, or kind of lower value tasks so I could focus on higher value tasks to continue to work towards these larger goals.
What was that like, that conversation? Because I love it. You decided you wanted to buy some time back, and you and I were talking. What was the aha moment for you and your brother?
But to decide to go with MyOutDesk? I don't know. We've used it in the past, and I hear of other guys how they utilize it, and is really the idea that we're never really going to truly know until we do it. We can have all these great theories and conversations and ways you think it's going to work, but until you live it and realize it, you don't really appreciate it. And so, so now that I've been, I don't know, I guess I don't know if it's been 3 months or not, but it's been a couple, and we're starting to have some of those where Anne has tasks that she is now independently of me, achieving and communicating with managers and getting things done that is then completely off my radar, and it's great. So I really, it's been a great experience for us so far.
One of my favorite texts that I got from you, which is great, was a picture of a barn door or a shed door. Talk to me about that. Like, what was happening and why?
So one of the books or the audio ideas was you want to give the VAs tasks that either like you are like not below your pay grade, but like a lesser value task or something you just don't want to do. And so I have an outdoor shed, and I've been missing a door on it for like months, just because it was this custom door, and to find one, you have to, like, Home Depot didn't get it. You have to like do all this research to find a shed company. So I sent her the picture and the dimensions and told her to find me a door. And I don't know how long it took her, but she found one, and I went out and picked it up, and it was great. So, but it's every day is what I'm trying now to figure out. What are the next level tasks I can give her? What are the things I can give her that are beyond, like right now, it's a lot of quote repair and maintenance things, and it's like repetitive tasks. And it's great because it kind of fills a void of jobs that I at random did. Now they're on schedule. And so, so that's helpful, but I want to take it to the next level of training and working with her to act even more independently to fill things that keep moving projects along.
Yep. And what's your advice to other franchisees, like owners? Like what should they be thinking about when considering a service like ours?
I go back. It's the same mindset of what what your kind of end goal is, right? And for me, it's continuing to grow. And I knew that if I kept focusing on all these little things, they would take up like mind space and attention. And what I'm buying, like you said, is time back. And I'm buying the fact that, I know once I train her how to do it, which takes time, there's that curve, that I know you talk about. So I invest all this time in the beginning and train her how to do these things. And then from there, I'm like, it's almost set it and forget it. And then now my mind has space to then focus on, higher dollar, per hour tasks.
Yes.
Things that only I can do, which is, the growth mentality, or, diving into more of the profitability or some of the negotiations on, once again, buying more locations, investing in real estate, all the things that we're working on, which I can't substitute that. I'm the leader on it. So, but if I didn't have her, I'd still be thinking about, we're losing money here, we're losing money there. Someone needs to follow up with this person. And so my day would then be the whirlwind of following up on these random, like non really super monetary tasks. Instead, I can focus on the big things, and she can get those things done.
One of the fears that a lot of owners have is like, how do I integrate a virtual assistant into my team? Like, have your individual branch managers embraced Anne and really kind of, decided that this has been good?
Yeah. And, I said it from the beginning that, I made it obvious that she is an extension of me. And I wanted to make sure that, like they treat her with respect. And if she asked them to do something, it was the same as me directly asking them to do something. And they get it. She sends them a direct message. We use Slack, and so everything's on Slack. So it's all kind of, it's all very transparent to everybody. And she sends them a message. Like last night, it was we're returning some tires for all the stores, and she sets up all the returns. She creates all the purchase orders. She processes credits. She works with the vendors to make sure that everything's good. And so the instruction was at 4:00, instruct all the managers to pull all these tires and send you pictures to confirm it's done. And they complained about it, but they got it done. And and anyway, so I think it's for other people, it's setting it up front of what the expectation is of who this person is, and how you should respect and treat that individual, because they're never going to meet her. It's all virtual, and it's all digital. So. But it's been fine for me. It's been, and our guys are respectful and understand, that what to do and how to communicate.
What's your best advice for somebody considering using our service and implementing kind of a blended model where some of your people are in-house, in office, and some are outsourced and virtual professionals?
My best advice is to just do it, because if you never do it, you're never gonna learn.
Mm-hmm.
And for, and our talk helped in terms of trying to detail out on what you could do. So throughout the day, I even still have kind of an ongoing list of what a task that I do that I could outsource it, and I can give it to her. And so whenever one of those tasks come up, I either just give it to her, or, I do it, but then I work on a documentation. So I create a Google sheet with screenshots, and step 1, do this, step 2, do that. And then the next time it comes up, I give it to her, and then she takes care of it. And so, it's kind of just having the mindset of, hey, is this something I can outsource? And then working through that concept of how do I train it? What are the steps? And then if every day there's one or two little things I can do, eventually, that's how you move it. And this is for the position we have, which is more like an executive assistant level.
Right.
The future that we're talking about and adding somebody soon is somebody in the back office. And then that will be purely just a replacement or an addition of an existing role, which is a lot more clearly defined in terms of, accounts payable, accounts receivable, reconciling bank accounts, credit cards. It's a role that somebody else does. We just feel that the VA is going to be cheaper, B, probably a lot more technologically advanced, and can probably do the job a lot quicker. And
might free up your internal resource to help you drive more value for the business too.
Yep. And even for Ann, I have Ann filling in some of the roles of what the back office person should do. They're just not capable of it. And so once, we have that second person, Ann, I'm going to have Ann, the first VA, train my second VA on tasks that she does. Right. So I'm completely out of it. And then Ann is a little bit more freed up to work on, projects that are, more valuable to me as we more clearly define roles. And so anyway, that's kind of our plans of how to do it next.
What do you think your return on investment is? And before you answer that, What would happen if Ann got yanked out of the business? What would that do for you?
I mean, these things would fall back into my world, or we would work internally to train somebody. But once again, it's part of it's a skill set of the people that you currently have, and some of them just aren't capable of it, or you just don't have the right person because it's not really their job. A store manager, I can't have them tracking tire returns for like 12 locations, right? And
Right.
so then we're asking them to do something that is beyond their day-to-day thing, and it would become it would be a challenge for them to manage the two separate things. The other part is kind of the type of person, right? So, in our business, we have a lot of sales people, and they're good at operations, but they're not really good at administration. And so that's where they fall. So while Ann is really good at administration, that's where she picks up. So ROI, I have no idea, but some of the immediate tasks we gave her were following up on money that we knew was warranty like programs and insurance, little insurance claims that money was falling through. And immediately, she was getting us a lot more money back that we had previously been missing. So she is more than paid for in this single task alone. And also teaching her how to manage tire inventory for us, just sending back tires that we don't sell and bringing in tires that are more popular just helps turn inventory and make money. Once again, I have no idea what that number is, but I know it's been a good investment up to this point. So
that's cool. How many hours a day have you gotten back of your life? I mean, giving Ann, and I know in the beginning there was a lot of work to get her set up, but at some point, how many hours have you purchased back of your day to day?
Well, some of these tasks I would just do at random, right? So like it would fall, and then I'd pick up and I'd do it. And then, so some of these things I wasn't doing on the regular schedule that she is. I would say at least 2 to 3 hours, something in that range. Probably 2 hours. So, 20% of my day, maybe higher, maybe 30.
Yep.
Depending on what it is and what kind of rabbit hole, I'd go down that one thing starts and it continues. And I don't really track it, but I know there's some, frustrations on that.
There's some good value there if you're getting 2 or 3 hours of your day back.
Yeah, for sure.
Great. Brian, thanks a lot for your time today. We really appreciate you. Anything you want to kind of finish up with to your fellow Midas people or any other franchisees out there who are considering this?
It's all, like I said, it's all mindset and what you want to do. And for us, it's trying to think bigger and trying to take our business to the next level. And to do that, our mindset needs to change. And while there are tasks and anything throughout the day that I know I could personally do,
yeah.
Right. And it's trying to trade what the true cost of that is. And if I can train, people around me and then also people virtually to do these tasks, like I said, the returns I'm going to get by thinking bigger and focusing on bigger, is huge, 10 times what, whatever it costs. So that's really what people got to think is get out of their current day to day and think bigger. And then there's only so many hours in the day. So to multiply our efforts, you need to, multiply the people. And so that's what we're doing. And like I said, your company's been great and we're happy, and we're going to hire maybe even outbound sales is our next kind of idea, and, keep adding to the team as we grow. So.
Love it. Brian, thank you so much for your time today. Really appreciate you sharing your story about MyOutDesk.
Yeah, great. Well, thanks for having me.